First at 4, a human trafficking crackdown in Warren. We're going to tell you about the undercover operation and dozens of arrests. Plus, also, we have new information in the case of a woman's body found in a dumpster in the city of Detroit. We're going to show you the new photo of the man police are looking for. Also, shaking up the SAT college entrance exam. We're talking to local schools about the new adversity score and what it means for your kids. Plus, it's a quiet Friday night, but we won't be so lucky come Saturday and Sunday. We're going to talk about the timing of some weekend rain. It's all next. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sandra Ali. First at 4, the search is on for this man right here. He's wanted in connection to a woman's murder. Right now, police tell us they're looking for 50-year-old James Cockrum. Officers believe he's connected to the death of a 26-year-old woman whose body was found inside a dumpster on Detroit's east side. Police say he was seen with the woman inside an elevator at an apartment complex just before she vanished. If you can help police find him, give police a call. This morning, the Warren Police Department announced new results of a major human trafficking crackdown. At least 35 people were arrested in the first phase of what Warren police are calling Operation Crusade. Detectives have been working on the bust for months now, getting help from several hotels and motels. During the crackdown, we know at least 2 victims were found. Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer says he's pleased with the results.
Excellent results last night. Excellent results. I mean, it was better than what we thought, but it doesn't even include all the intelligence that we didn't know we were going to gain, and that's the key. So the 4 detectives that are the experts here in Warren are going to go through that intelligence information, which will lead us to other areas.
Those arrested now face numerous charges that include human trafficking. And in addition to the arrests, a large amount of drugs were also seized, drugs like crack cocaine and heroin. So just when you thought Metro Detroit could possibly avoid more measles, we have a new patient that may have been exposed and actually may have exposed more people. State health experts now say the new case is in St. Clair County. This case involves an international traveler. It's not connected to the previous outbreak. We know that person stopped at the Costco on Gratiot in Roseville back on May 11th, and then St. Cyril and Methodius Catholic Parish in Sterling Heights on May 12th. We've posted more information on the specific times and what you should do if you're not vaccinated and may have been exposed. Just go to the health page at clickondetroit.com. People living in the city of Northville are being told to boil their water today. This morning, a water main break at a construction site on 8 Mile and Center caused a loss in water and pressure. Any water coming from your faucet does have to be boiled for at least 5 minutes, and that's to kill off any bacteria. The city just updated us a short time ago and now says the advisory will be in effect until at least Sunday night. So, of course, we'll definitely keep you posted. We're always hoping for good weather, especially on the weekend, but this weekend it's going to be a little tricky. Andrew is in for Ben today on this Friday. And Andrew, what can we expect?
Well, Sandra, you're exactly right. A bit of both. Some sunshine, but then some rain, even some thunderstorms by the end of the weekend. But right now, we're looking at mild conditions the farther inland you are. 69 and near 70 degrees for our friends in Howell. If you're closer to the water, whether it's Lake St. Clair, Lake Erie, the Detroit River, you're closer to those 50s or about 60 degrees. It's 57 in Port Huron, 59 for our friends over in Grosse Ile. 63 degrees as we look live in Ann Arbor, a wind out of the east at around 6 miles per hour. A little bit cooler to our west with temps in the 40s. In Chicago, it's 49. Well, why is that? Because of this. Showers and thunderstorms that are brewing, dissipating as we speak, but headed in this direction. There's a slight chance of showers, but not until late tonight. So if you have evening plans, baseball game, dinner, you're just fine. But for Saturday, we may start off with rain, but end up with sunshine. The better chance of storms, Sandra, is on Sunday. How bad will they be? More on that in minutes.
Thank you, Andrew. We're following breaking news right now as President Trump is moving to ease trade tensions with Mexico and Canada. He's lifting import taxes on steel and aluminum for those countries, removing a major roadblock to a North American trade agreement. Mexico and Canada are scrapping tariffs that they used to strike back. Also, the president is delaying a decision on whether or not to put tariffs on foreign cars, a move, of course, that would have hit Japan and Europe. He says he will wait 6 months to make that decision. We're learning much more about a shocking case out of Chicago where a pregnant teenager was murdered. At first, she was reported missing, but then this case has taken another disturbing turn after another. 3 suspects were in court today. Let's go ahead and bring in Kimberly Gill, who's here now with the very latest. And Kim, we heard new information in court today.
That we did, Sandra. Good afternoon to you. And disturbing is exactly right. Prosecutors say 19-year-old Marlon Ochoa Lopez was lured to a Chicago home and then tricked so she could be killed and her baby cut from her body. Now, investigators say she went to the home to get free baby clothes after seeing a posting on Facebook. Once she got there, they say 46-year-old Clarissa Figueroa showed her a photo album of her son who died last year. And it was then police say the teenager was strangled. They say Figueroa wanted to raise another child because of her son's death. Her boyfriend and daughter also face charges. This mystery has taken a while to unravel. A spokesperson talked to reporters on behalf of Marlon's family.
Today is a sad day. Today is a day of anguish that this family is living through, a nightmare, a horror film. Today, there is only one message that the family has, and that is justice for Marlene.
Now, Marlene went missing on April 23rd. That was the last time any family members ever saw her. The family pleaded with prosecutors to prevent the suspects from getting out on bail. The judge agreed and refused to set bond. The baby, Sandra, is hospitalized but not expected to survive. So miracles do happen, and I know the family is hoping for one tonight. Sandra will, of course, keep you posted.
Yeah, such a disturbing story. Thank you so much, Kimberly. First at 4, we're also tracking other stories making headlines across America on this Friday. And today, another state legislature has passed new abortion restrictions. Today, the Missouri State House passed a bill that bans abortions at 8 weeks of pregnancy. There's an exception for medical emergencies, but not for rape or in cases of incest. The bill goes to the Republican governor, who is expected to sign it. Days ago, as you may have heard, Alabama's governor signed the most restrictive abortion law in the nation, hoping to eventually challenge Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion. Good in Michigan, but folks in California, they're not so lucky. Another winter blast has hit the high Sierras, causing lots of slick roads, dangerous roads. This is on Interstate 80. And take a look at this. The snow-covered trees, they look pretty, but more sleet, more rain, and more snow are expected in that area over the weekend. A critical college entrance test is about to undergo a very controversial change. Of course, we're talking about the SAT. The College Board adding something called an adversity score. It will be a number between 1 and 100, calculated by using 15 factors. Those factors include family income, relative quality of the student's high school, plus the crime rate and the poverty level in their neighborhood. The score will only be reported to college officials as part of the overall testing result. Our Paula Tutman is talking to local schools about the impact right here in Metro Detroit.
The juniors in the Wayne Westland Community Schools District took their SAT tests about 2 weeks ago, and everyone I asked said it was tough, really tough.
It was okay. I mean, we were kind of prepared for it.
For Caitlin, the heavy load of studying, performing, and succeeding is particularly difficult. She doesn't have the luxury to just think about school. She also carries a heavy emotional load.
I live with my aunt.
You live with your aunt?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have contact with your parents?
My mom. I don't know my dad.
Okay. Does that affect you at all?
Yeah.
This is not a child focused on school, not because of her brain, but because of her heart and her life situation. The Canary in the Mine Shaft is free and reduced breakfast and lunch. That's a pretty good bio-indicator of distractions to learning. And in this district, 100% of the students are eligible for free and reduced breakfast and lunch. It also ranks 533rd out of 640 Michigan school districts, according to School Digger, which ranks school districts based on test scores supplied by the State Board of Education. Superintendent Dr. Shelley Holt says just because her kids may not perform well on tests doesn't mean they are not smart and not college worthy.
The adverse experiences can take their toll on a community, and we need something that will level the playing field as our students take a step in the next direction.
In the Rochester Community Schools District, less than 13% of the student population is eligible for free and reduced lunch. This is a mostly well-to-do district, and according to School Digger, ranks 32nd out of 640 school districts in the state.
I think it's premature for me to comment on exactly what it is because I don't know how they've calculated it.
Dr. Robert Shaner is the superintendent.
I think our children all have great potential and great opportunity ahead of them. I do think that their background and what they experience, whether it's social, emotional, whether it's a poor home environment, whether it's socioeconomics, whether it's the remnants of discrimination that exists in our country, I think it does play a factor. But I also think it's incumbent upon us educators to make sure we make every effort to reach every child.
So obviously those SAT scores mean money in terms of scholarships as well as access to the best schools where competition is really at a premium. Dr. Holt believes that the adversity scoring is really a move in the right direction to level the playing field, so to speak. Dr. Shaner's a little more, I would say, cautious about that because he's very cautious about penning students in and judging them on one single testing criteria as a means to access to higher education or even as an indicator for success. Sandra?
All right. Thank you, Paula. Still ahead here at 4, 3 words that can save you some money. Friends fly free. We're going to tell you about a brand new airline promotion with a word of caution, too. Also, say it ain't so. The grumpy cat trending one last time. We're going to talk about that a bit later.